Today, we are reacting to the internet's scariest moments caught on body cams. Let's see how horrifying it gets.
This chick's supposed to be dead.
What does that mean? What do you...
I don't know. The system says she died 3 years ago.
Police encounters often take wild and unpredictable turns, but these ones are truly terrifying. Their body cams captured ghostly entities, demonic possessions. And encounters so scary, even the bravest officers were left shaking. On November 22nd, 2021, a woman called 911 because she thought someone had broken into her house. She'd gone shopping, but when she came back, her front door was wide open. When police arrived, they searched the house with flashlights. That's when an officer started hearing loud banging coming from the closet of one of the rooms. He went to check, but there was no answer. That's not even the most terrifying part, because a few moments later, they noticed a door swing on its own. Despite a careful search, police couldn't find anyone inside and left.
Police! Anyone inside, make yourself known.
Which made the homeowner believe that maybe her house was haunted. Demonic possession.
What the fuck, dude? I feel like as a police officer, you have to just investigate a lot more. There's just no way you're just gonna rule it off as a ghost, right? Like, you have to just keep on, because me, logically speaking, I'm like, okay, I have to be in uniform. I have to be logical here. This ghosts aren't real. Now, whether you believe so or not, I'm not saying I'm a believer or not. I'm just saying you have to be very black and white about it and say, I just saw a door move. I got to go investigate it now. Not just, oh, goodbye.
On December 23rd in Vernon County, Wisconsin, a police officer was sent to confront a woman named Stacy. She had made satanic claims over a phone call and even told her friend that she would come for her, which is why the friend alerted police. When the officer arrived, he found her home in ruins and Stacy acting in a dangerous way.
Hey, Stacy.
Get the away from my door, you
Back down! Back down! Put it down!
It looked like she had lost all sense of reasoning, almost as if she were under demonic possession. The officer had no choice but to control the situation in the safest way he could.
Put it down. Stacy, put it down or you will get tased.
Stacy was arrested, and demonic possession or not, her actions made her a high-risk individual. So, they charged her with disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and reckless endangerment.
Can you even say this is demonic possession, though? Like, you guys don't know this lady. If you knew this lady, sure, right? Like, let's say if this is let's say if she is everyday happy-go-lucky and she is just normally nice and easygoing, and all of a sudden just complete 180, just whole different woman, just ladies acting insane, causing a scene, destructing things. Okay, sure, yes, I would rule that as a demonic switch-up, but you don't know her. This could just be her. What are you talking about? She could just be very, like, bipolar. This is what bipolar looks like or some shit.
Possessed passenger. In Brazil, a woman in a truck's bed was behaving in a disturbing way, so police pulled the truck over. At first, they thought she might need help, but when they approached, they were horrified. The woman's behavior didn't seem human. She was making guttural sounds, and her body twitched unnaturally, almost like she was being controlled by something demonic. The officers had seen many people under the influence of illegal substances, but none of them behaved this way. Believing something darker was at play, they took both individuals into custody, but no one knows what happened next.
That's just spending all, guys.
Demonic possession. On the 16th of March 2023, Officer Nick was dispatched with his team to a home because a guy was acting dangerously. It was a 22-year-old man named Anish. His father reported he'd been jumping from high places and throwing things around. When Officer Nick confronted him, Anish refused to speak.
Hey, stop right now. Stop. What's going on? Why are you jumping like that? Are you her? What's your name? What's your name? I'm Nick.
And stood in a hostile stance. His family told the officers he never used any illegal substances or medications. However, he'd been involved with a strange cult recently, which is why they thought he must be possessed. Police simply dismissed that idea, and when Anish didn't cooperate, they arrested him. Haunted police chase. A police officer responded to a disturbance call from neighbors who reported strange activity in a house in Ohio. When officers entered, the house was completely dark and empty. The sound of crying suddenly started coming from one of the rooms. When he was following it, he felt someone behind him. He turned around to see a figure that vanished instantly. As he searched further, he encountered a terrifying ghostly woman with her face hidden by long hair. The officer ordered her to drop to the ground.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Right now!
But then something horrifying happened. By the time backup arrived, it was too late for him. Police teleport.
What do we mean it was too late for him? The bro just die?
Backup arrived, it was too late for him. Police teleportation. This bizarre case took place in 2016 and was captured on Officer Joe Hall's dash cam. He had pulled over a driver for an unsafe lane change and asked for his license and registration. Before the driver could give his documents, a strange white light suddenly filled the area. The light was so bright that they couldn't see anything. But then, something even more mysterious happened when the light vanished. Officer Hall vanished too. It seemed as if the light had transported him somewhere else.
Did bro just get abducted in real time? I don't know, are we buying that? Do we believe in aliens? Because, like, I don't know, if aliens are real, like, what business do they have just abducting somebody for no reason? Like, honestly, what value can any of us really give an alien? That's my question. Well, like, what use would they have abducting us other than somebody in power to strip them of that power? But every, like, regular people just out there in the earth, why even bother abducting people? So if aliens are real, which, do I believe in aliens? Yes and no. I don't think that they're exactly what we think they are. Or even if, I mean, if the universe is truly infinite, yes, there has to be aliens. The same way if the universe is truly infinite, yes, there has to be aliens. In the same way how there has to be, like, clones and whatnot. What's good, Van? Thank you for just stopping by. There has to be clones and whatnot of us, and, like, kind of like a hair string theory where it's like I could be talking to you guys the exact same way, but I could switch one word, and that's a whole different universe. And so on and so on and so on and so forth, right? So aliens do exist, just not the way we think. They're not green with big ass heads and big black eyes. That's just not what we think that is. And it could honestly be as simple as any form of life on, whatever. And even if they are a lot more intelligent than us, there's no way that we would even know that, because their rules and parameters don't really have to apply to ours. That's why whenever they say, hey, I think Mars could have a sign of life because they have, like, frozen water there, they have ice there. I'm like, what makes our dumbasses think that the way our life, like, survives and thrives is the same way their life would as well? They could be playing on a whole different set of rules. So I'm not going to say there are aliens. I'm not the end all be all, but I would say there definitely is aliens. We just don't know how to discover them yet. But anywho, what the hell do they need with this officer?
The suspect panicked and immediately drove away, and Officer Hall wasn't found again.
Was never found again?
Horrifying screams. This video is really unsettling. An officer was checking out an abandoned area near Kentucky. He had gotten reports of a strange woman running around and scaring people. He was checking the dark area with his flashlight, searching for any sign of her. Suddenly, he heard a terrifying scream that didn't seem human.
He just walk away. No, son.
Didn't seem any sign of her. Suddenly, he heard a terrifying scream that didn't seem human.
Yo, and of course he's a brother, man. He's a brother. That boy is a man of culture. He knows exactly what the fuck not to do. He knows that it's some white people shit to go and investigate that. How quick he just moved. Hold on, let me show y'all what he just did there. Hold up. Let me really get in my bag for this one to show y'all. Fuck, can you piss me off? Stop resisting. Sorry, the chair is pissing me off. Hold up. So bear with me. I have a Roku remote for prop as what the hell is it called? A flashlight, right? Bro said some of this shit. Wasting no fucking time. That's insane. Fuck. Hold up. I need a max win.
Out an abandoned area near Kentucky. He had gotten reports of a strange woman running around and scaring people. He was checking the dark area with his flashlight, searching for any sign of her. Suddenly, he heard a terrifying scream that didn't seem human. It was so loud that he felt his soul nearly leave his body. Later, his partner...
Bro, like, how quick he just turned away. Bro, that is your job. Walk forward. That you need to go there. What do you turn to us for?
Joined him too, but they heard the scream again.
Shit. Oh, shit. I forgot I gotta... there we go, back to live scene. That's hilarious, man. Got me all fucked up. Put my chair back together. What's crazy, bro, is I'm over here trying to, like, horror farm and mog and shit. But my entire demographic is just, like, middle-aged men.
Go closer and decided to return only if they had a strong backup and enough arsenal to handle whatever was screaming.
Yo, they pussy, bro. They're just running for the fucking fields. Come on now. We're better than that. Stop cussing. Stop cussing. Stop cussing. I told myself I'll stop cussing as much. But come on. We're just booking it. We're booking it immediately.
Possessed woman.
But it also, maybe we don't have the full story. This could just be like one of those things taken out of context. That could be like an animal. Like a coyote, I think. I think coyotes can scream, kind of.
A terrified family in Brazil called police after they kept hearing screams from their neighbor's house. They thought something horrifying was happening inside her home. When the officers rushed to the scene, they found the young woman in a strange condition, and she kept screaming in a demonic voice. They thought she had taken illegal substances, so they arrested her. However, the police later revealed that her tests showed nothing in her system, so they had to find another cause for her behavior. After an investigation, they found these eerie ritualistic objects. Investigators suspected she'd been involved in dark rituals, which left her in that disturbing state.
No mami, no mami, no. That should sound like chupapi, 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 muñeño. Muñeño. I had a fish named Muñeño. Rest in peace.
Terrifying possession. Police went to handle what they thought would be just an unhinged person, but they found something devilish instead. In a small Polish village, a woman named Kamilka wouldn't leave her home's attic. She was screaming and growling like a devilish entity. Villagers said her behavior had changed ever since she returned from a remote forest shrine. That night, when she lost all control, they were certain she was possessed. Even paramedics were terrified. The video ended there, but according to sources, they subdued her and took her to a hospital. She was sedated, but we don't know if
Just so easily, how do I say it? How can they so easily just like be a lot more patient with these sort of calls, but let a person of color, try to express their emotions or their frustrations, and now they get shot. But somebody demonic looking, they're a lot more lenient with. How does that work? If I'm an officer and I genuinely think this person is possessed and they look like they got rabies and they're coming after me, like, what are we talking about? Bang, 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 shoot, 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 click, 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 reload, bang, 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 bang. Like, what are we talking about? I'm getting you off this earth, bro. Get away from me, devil.
an exorcism was done. Hospital Invisible Entity. This footage was recorded inside a hospital in Denver. A security guard did something strange during his rounds. He stopped by the waiting room chairs and began speaking to someone, but no one else was visible. As he walked away, the balloons floated behind him down the hall, as if following him. He even turned and spoke again to empty air. However, the guard didn't realize he'd been talking to invisible entities until he saw this footage and couldn't understand how that was even possible.
That's trippy. That's trippy, because now, like, either he's fucking with everybody and he genuinely, like, I don't know. But how can the balloons follow you? Obviously the helium, so they're just gonna move. Maybe he had the AC in that direction and he knew that, I don't know. Then he could just like talk to the air and make it seem like one big old fucking prank. But how can you get those balloons to follow you to make it look like you're talking to a ghost? And then say you don't know that you thought somebody was there and you were talking to somebody. I guess the real way to like disprove him, or whatever, the real thing to really connect the story would be like, well, who did you think you were talking to? Now, if it was like, I don't know, a kid you just saw die in that hospital, that's a ghost. There's some random person you don't know. Yeah, you're bullshitting me, bro.
Restless Souls. On August 13th, 2018, in Frederick, Colorado, a man named Christopher Lee Watts ended his own family. He was later arrested, and his punishment was 5 life.
I saw this. I remember his face. I remember this. I don't remember it, though. If that makes sense. I remember this, but I don't remember this. I remember that this was a thing. I've seen that this was a thing somewhere. I took a glance, never really read into it, so here's my first look at it.
Own family. He was later arrested, and his punishment was 5 life sentences. But even with such punishment, the family's souls never seemed to find peace.
Oh! He like Chris Benoit everybody there. I remember okay, now I remember this a little bit. This is forever ago. You gonna tell me that they're ghosts now?
When police entered the house for investigation, they reported strange activity. They heard soft giggling from one room.
Yes.
Later, their camera caught a small figure moving on the stairs. They even seemed to have captured the wife Shannon's spirit as well, and heard a voice saying, "This is our home." After that, the voices remained as a chilling reminder of the horrifying events that took place there, and no one dared to stay there.
Well, is that just a way to cope? Like, you being a human and having empathy and realizing that this whole situation is just, really disturbing to begin with, and now you have to go investigate, and you already know what happened, and you're like, how can this ever happen? Like, you're a human, so this is weird to you as well. Like, this is weird, scary, kind of sad, and you're just coping with your own emotions, being in like just sympathizing with them, and just like kind of your fear is also kind of sparking things in your mind to make it seem like those things are happening. Like the giggling, that could be like a kid's leftover toy or something that is just in the box that was set off or whatever. It can the thing moving can be, who knows? It could be a brat for all we know. Are ghosts real? Are ghosts real? I don't know. I feel like as a kid, I've always just never really tuned into the idea of ghosts, right? Because it's like, everybody had those jokes where they're like, oh, the moment I turn off that light, I just like run to my room or whatever as a kid, and I'm like, no, not at all. I think like even if I do believe that there was a chance that there are ghosts, I just sit there like a dick swinging out, like I'm like the man, and this ghost's not gonna bitch me. I'm not gonna back down to it. Not me. You in my house, my rules. Like I was that guy. I was that kid where like I would just stare and be like, I see you. See if I can freak out the ghost or something. But like realistically, they're really childish. If you really think about a ghost, like what do they really do other than just move things on you? It's really childish as fuck. It's at that point, it's kind of gives you the ick. Kind of gives you the ick. So even if ghosts are real, come on, bro, you got better shit to do with your time. Get away, get around from me doing all that bullshit. Come on, move around, go do whatever you need to do. Don't come over here, moving my shit, touching my lights, whatever, slamming my doors. You don't pay bills around here.
Zombie mystery woman. Is that a real zombie woman? The viral video shows a woman walking around in the streets of Seattle on the 5th of May, 2021. Her pale face looked terrifying with blackened eyes and lips. Soon, police officers noticed her and tried to find out what was wrong with her, but she just kept screaming while walking away. Officers and paramedics finally managed to restrain her. Later.
That's horrifying. I think a lot of people just don't understand that there are some real, like, insanely impressive, like, different levels of crackheads. That probably is like top tier, max prestige crackhead. Like a lot of them die off before they can ever reach their final, like, real high, the highest of tolerances. But wow, that's a walking fucking zombie. That is horrifying to look at. But also at the same time, sad reality we live in. How about we give a shit and take steps to cut off their usage before it gets as bad?
The truth finally came out. They identified her as Kimberly Kasai. Paramedics confirmed it was all makeup for a political protest against vaccines. Honolulu.
So this bitch is just doing the fucking most. This is what we're doing here. I get it. I get the publicity stunt, whatever, draw attention. The moment the police show up, you can't just tell them. Can't just let them in. Where they can be like, all right, well, you need to cut it out or whatever, or like, relax. No, you're just gonna completely just ride through it. And then the moment they take her, lock her up. She goes in the back of the car, gets put in the station, and then she's like, yeah, well, this is just my my protest against vaccinations. Nah, you're normal. You had to get arrested for this. Whatever makes the story bigger, I guess, right? I mean, as long as you get people watching it, eyes on it, I guess you're doing your part to protest.
Ghost.
An officer telling of a story her partner told her of a ghostly encounter at the Poly Lookout.
A Honolulu police officer, Corporal Taisa Itewati, shared a chilling story her rookie partner experienced at the Poly Lookout. This isn't the actual footage, but rather a recreation of the events. The actual event happened in 2018, when the officer was assigned to lock the gates late at night. She saw a woman in a white dress and stopped to check on her. Moments later, she was horrified to see the same woman had teleported in her back seat. The officer realized it was a ghost.
Oh, what are you doing out here, Auntie?
So she stayed calm the whole time. After some time, she was relieved to see that the lady had disappeared. Creepy.
Wait. Shouldn't she have a body cam of this? I want to see that body cam footage, because it might be just like another situation where it's like, that was just, there's just nothing there. I don't know, like, for a ghost, right? Like, how, it makes no sense, because it's like, you could say, oh, you're talking to a ghost, or you like, if I'm right here, right? Hey, how are you doing today? Well, where do you want to go after that? No, I don't like that place. You want to pick something else? And then I had a camera in my house and I showed you that footage and there's nobody I'm talking to. I could go, what the fuck? That was a ghost. And there was nothing there, right? But on the flip side, there could be footage of an actual ghost and some form of a spirit or like almost invisible silhouette. How does that work? How do we determine if the ghost is this time is a silhouette or an actual fucking actually invisible? And as I said, I want to see the footage, because if it is actually invisible, I want to see her actually live this out and be freaked out. She could have just been tripping balls. She could have just been delirious from no sleep. Too many overnight shifts. Who knows?
Clowns. On July 10th, 2016, something bizarre unfolded in Menasha, USA. Just minutes before 4 a.m., police received reports of people in clown masks chasing after cars.
Oh my god, dude. This is nothing to do demonically. 2016 was the year for clown mask. Now, 2016, what was I? I think either a freshman or a sophomore in high school. I'm guilty. Guilty as fucking charged. I was one of the clowns. The cat's out of the bag now. I was one of them. I would post up a little bit before football practice. You know, go to the stadium a little bit beforehand. Everybody would be like, so the stadiums, let's say this is the big ass stadium, right? Boom, stadium. Which I don't even know why, like, high school teams have a stadium that is literally on the other side of town of where the high school is. That is annoying. That it should realistically just be back to back. But no, whatever. Besides the point. Stadium, right? And then you would go to, like, around the stadium. There's a little pathway, a little park next to the stadium. There's a court, basketball court behind the stadium. And then a little bit past it, you keep on walking that path, and there would be like a little outlet. There was a little Burger King, McDonald's. There was this nice little like a mom and shop pizza place, and it was like you could get like a $7 pizza or some shit. You know how OP that was for broke ass high school students right before practice or whatever, just mall pizza. It was actually pretty good pizza. I'm kind of wish that place was still there. Then they replaced it with a Mexican joint now. Regardless, besides the point. And while I already knew everybody was going there, and this is already a big thing, I got my clown mask in advance. I said, fuck it, we gonna need to be ready. Right? So I grabbed my clown mask, and I'd like hide behind one of the trees, and right as they're passing by, I would just, whoa! Like, it was insane. It was insane. Good times, man. Good fucking memories. That's when life was great. But yeah, no, so to wrap it all up, clowns really aren't demonic. I mean, maybe it definitely is bad energy, because just the origin story of how clowns are, like, it became to be, really fucked up. Clowns are pretty much just caricatures of black people, if I'm not mistaken. That's where they get the afro from, and the big nose, and something else, I think. Yeah, so fucked up on that behalf. Two, yeah, that shit ain't scary. We all knew, like, we personally knew people who were doing it. I was one of the people doing it. That wasn't no like a mass outbreak of just psycho killer clowns. No.
Appleton and Midway roads. No one knew if this was just a prank, a result of mental issues, or if something darker was making them do this. When officers arrived, they discovered two men in full clown costumes.
Guys, make sure to keep your hands where we can see them, all right?
After arresting them, Police Chief Tim Sticka revealed that one of them had left a 4-year-old child at home for this disturbing activity. He was then with child neglect, while the other man wasn't charged.
Why don't you guys come up to this barrier right here? Go ahead and put your butts against it.
Hotel Ghost. The footage is said to be from the Wingate.
But like, also, man, times are just so much more simpler. 2016, the fact that you could even do some shit like that and that was just entertainment, just to, like, the troll enough was all you really needed. To just the mere thought of like actually scaring somebody, going outside and just waiting there to like see somebody's reaction and scaring them was like all you needed, and that was just in prime entertainment. Fast forward, I hate that that's 10 years ago. Oh my God. Fast forward 10 years later. Coping with that one hard. Fast forward 10 years later, and now you need a stream, a YouTube video, you need a gamble on the side, and then you also got like you're scrolling on your phone. And then you're probably eating or some shit or snacking. You need 5 or 6 different outlets to just feel something. Oh man, 2016. Times have changed.
Hotel in Illinois. On September 14th, 2003, the staff member Amy Miller reported screams coming from the unoccupied room 209. Security guard John went inside to investigate, but at the same time, the camera picked up a transparent white figure floating out of the room. It was shaped like a person, which means it could be a ghost. The guard reported that the room was in chaos, and even the carpet was ripped up. He told Amy they'd have to call the police. However, the video doesn't show if they called for help.
I don't know though, but ghosts, like, I'm just still not tuned into the ghost theory. I don't know, maybe it's like, I don't know, this is for all my religious people, right? What do we think? Like, it's so hard because I'm not taking anything off the table from anything at all. I don't judge anybody's beliefs. I am totally okay with entertaining different things and not being defensive about anything. I would say I'm a Christian Catholic, somewhere in between those lines. Don't know, don't really care. You know what I mean? Shouts out to Jesus. That's all I'm trying to say, right? Am I just too like spiritually protected and just guarded that I don't even have to ever think or worry about ghosts or I ever really encounter them? And that's just for people who aren't that don't have the best bond with, you know, the one above? Or is this just like what's the situation here? Where do we draw the line between ghosts where I'm like, if I hear or see or feel anything creepy, it doesn't even cross my mind that it can be a ghost. I feel like I have to automatically rationalize that it's just whatever. Like if I hear a noise, I'm like, oh yeah, that was just a fridge. Just stop making ice. Yeah, the neighbors. Yeah, the cat just threw up or some shit. Where do we draw the line?
Right now, if you don't mind.
Haunted car. After tracking down an old stolen car, Officer Colin Mercer pulled it over. He was planning to confront the driver, but to his shock, there was no one in the driver's seat.
Like somebody's in the car. I swear to God, I saw somebody in the car.
He opened the door and looked around. Shockingly, even the radio was on.
This is some spooky shit right here.
But he didn't know who had turned it on. The officer was so spooked that he stepped back. That's when he noticed a figure through the window. It looked like a hand, but with only 3 fingers. Officer Mercer was so terrified, he decided to transfer to someone else. Car ghost. This terrifying footage was recorded on the 15th of October, 2015, when a man in Spain parked his car at a mall and stepped out. Something unbelievable happened. The car began moving on its own.
Now hear me out. Here goes me rationalizing shit. That little N button next to the P, very close to each other. Got out the car. That vehicle was in neutral. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. I know. I don't know. How long did it take to start moving, though? Hold up.
Parked his car at a mall and stepped out. Something unbelievable happened. The car began moving on its own.
Still could be neutral.
As if an invisible driver had pressed the pedal. It couldn't have been a brake issue, because in that case, the car would have run into the wall. But it stopped just before that could happen. When the man returned nearly half an hour later, he was shocked to see his car in a different spot. So, do you think it was a ghost or just a mechanical issue?
Nah, definitely a mechanical issue. Like, look at the car he's driving. I can't really tell you what brand it is, but the fact that it is a like hatchback manual transmission or whatever the hell, they already come naturally fucked up. Brake pads are annoying as shit. If it was in the wrong gear, that thing is definitely going to take off a little bit after he stomps on those brakes. And yeah, that's his car. That ain't no fucking ghost.
Ghost drop.
Oh my god! Talking about ghosts, right? And like things of that nature. I really thought I was like going crazy. And like a while back, probably a few months ago, right? For a few months, I thought I was hearing fucking noises. I was hearing like a video game chime, like any and everywhere I went. And it can happen at any moment in time. So I thought maybe if I connect these things, maybe it's from a certain action I do. I thought I was genuinely breaking the fucking simulation, dog. I'm like, okay, I just sat down at the toilet. Is there a flush timer or something, like a water pump timer inside the toilet? So I'm literally looking like a crackhead, lifting the top of the toilet, checking inside and trying to figure out if there is a noise or a chime coming from it. Nothing. I have an electric cat litter box. I walked past it and then I heard it and I said, is that the fucking cat litter box? Like, is that like a notification or something? Like, what the fuck is this noise I'm hearing? Because I'm like, maybe if I heard it a few times already doing this certain action, maybe I just have it subconsciously in my head that even throughout my regular days, I'm hearing it still. So maybe that's what it is. So I'm trying to rationalize some shit like that. So I'm like, no, it's not that. What can it be? And it happens for anything. And genuinely, like, I would hear it while I'm at work. Anything would happen. I would drop like a pen, I would pick it up, and I'll hear the noise. And sometimes, like most of the time, the shit that bothers me is that like I'm a really antisocial person. You could tell my fucking favorite thing to do is sit here and talk to you motherfuckers. Love you guys, right? But yeah, I don't really have much human interaction. So most of the time these things happens. Most of the times that this has happened, nobody was around to hear this chime go off. So I'm losing my marbles. And I'm genuinely thinking the simulation it's over. It's starting to end. They're out to get me. I broke it. They need to get their test subject back. So I'm losing my mind. I'm like, I'm like thinking about this when I go to bed, man. And it has me infuriated because I'm like, I actually like, am I gonna need to go on like psychotic meds? Like, am I in psychosis? What's happening to me? Like, honestly, you if something like that ever happens to you, first of all, it probably just won't. I am a crazy person. I'm not going to deny that. But that's how much I overthink things. And not only overthink things, I need to rationalize them and just find the solution. I forgot what I was doing. How did I find out what it was? Oh. I had dropped my phone. This is my phone right here. My phone, right? My phone. Dropped it. Wallet came apart, right? dropped. Wallet hit the ground. Boom, boom. I heard the chime. I said, what? And at that point, I was already like deeply investigating every single time I heard it. Like every single time at that point for the last like week or two leading up to that point, I was investigating everything deeply. Like, I mean, you would have thought there was a murder scene and I was one of the like the detectives and that murder scene was personal. I'm just, where'd that come from? What is that? Is there anything electronic around here? What's happening? Can I find it? Where is this thing? So for those of you who don't know, this is a magnetic strip. Attaches to the back of your wallet, back of your phone. And why I have no phone case, by the way? I don't really drop things all too much. I know I said in the story that I dropped it. I don't give a shit about this phone. This phone is old. Bro, the live is good. Stop interrupting. Oh, there we go. Live is good. I just haven't touched the screen. Nobody's coming in. Hi. What do you guys come back and I don't know, be a viewer, be a fan? By fan, I mean just be a part of the community. Anywho, drop it, right? Button goes off. What button, you may ask? This is an electronic wallet. This will also charge. This will also charge your phone. If you charge this, it's like a power bank. This will charge your phone. But you would need to turn it on. There's a button for it. See that little button? Bitch! I lost my fucking marbles when I heard that. And I said, no, nobody's going to believe me. Because I had like my bosses thinking I was fucking sick. I had my family thinking I was like, bro, I'm actually losing my mind. And just hearing that almost triggers me into like a psychosis at this fucking point. But yeah, there's that. So I am a very like rational person. And as I was saying throughout that entire time of me thinking I was just losing my mind, I never once thought it was a ghost. There that is.
Driver. Did these police officers in Detroit capture a ghost driver? In 2016, they were chasing a van that had been speeding down the streets. The chase went on for nearly an hour, but the driver did not slow down. When they finally caught up to the vehicle, the officers were stunned. There was no one behind the wheel. They even searched inside and around the van, but there was no trace of a driver. Even after an investigation, they couldn't figure out how that was possible. Van stunned or did not slow down. When they finally caught up to the vehicle, the officers were stunned. There was no one behind the wheel. They even searched inside and
easy. Strap a brick to the bottom of that gas pedal, let that shit drive, and hop out immediately. Tuck and roll. Tuck and... Ugh. Sorry. Tuck and roll. Brick. No. Brick. Duct tape. Gas pedal. Right? Gas it really hard. Tuck and roll. Quick little insurance fraud to me. That's what that sounds like.
Around the van, but there was no trace of a driver. Even after an investigation, they couldn't figure out how that was possible. Disturbing breakdown. In November 2020, police in Beaver Creek, Ohio, responded to a call involving actress Irene Bedard, the voice of Disney's Pocahontas. At first, she seemed distressed.
I'm a 53-year-old Native American woman.
But then she slowly lost control, and her behavior became stranger. She acted as if something unseen was after her, and she kept making claims that made no sense.
Now you're gonna go to jail.
I'm staying away from you. Well, what do you expect?
She resisted the officer and even tried to push past him, which led to charges of disorderly conduct and resisting arrest.
I can't be an officer because, like, you just try to run past me like that, bro. Like, You're petite as hell. You just trying to run past me. I'm gonna just like burst out laughing. Like, what are you doing? If you don't get your drunk ass over here and let me put you in cuffs, arrest you, what are you doing?
I don't know what that is.
When the footage was released, viewers jumped to her defense by saying she was suffering from a mental illness. But some people also thought something darker was going on. Strange woman. At a laundromat, a woman was acting so strangely, they had to call the police.
Hi, ma'am, how are you? Are you okay? You're okay? What's your name?
When officers arrived, they found her standing there in a strange stance. She kept repeating the same gestures over and over again. The officer wanted to know if she had taken any illegal substances, but she wasn't answering.
Having some behavior of intoxication. Have you taken any illicit narcotics today?
After a while, when she snapped out of her trance-like state, the officers informed her that she was no longer allowed on this property. After that, they took her to get tested for substances, but they couldn't find out what was going on with her. Shape-shifting entity. You won't believe what this officer in Paraguay encountered. He thought he was dispatched to handle a burglary, but when he arrived, he realized it wasn't a person at all. Instead, there was a strange creature inside the building, and it could climb over flat surfaces too. He brought down the creature with his arsenal. The video ended there, but he stated later that he'd never seen anything like that in his life, and that it seemed like a supernatural entity. However, he never revealed what the police did to the creature after that, or maybe they were trying to hide it. Invisible entity. This security guard from a hospital in Colombia thought he was helping an old lady late at night. He was seen on CCTV opening the door for her as if she were real. He then waited by the elevator while still talking to her. But his superior, who'd been watching him through the cameras, told him he was completely alone and asked why he was talking to himself. After that terrifying realization, the guard panicked and bolted out of the building because he was convinced he had been speaking to a ghost.
Schizophrenic. Sleep paralysis demon. Something.
Werewolf sighting. Walter Leguizamon, an off-duty officer, shared a chilling video online of a strange encounter in Jose C. Paz, Argentina. He was driving at 3 in the morning when he spotted what he first thought was a dog. But as he looked closer, he realized it was something else. The creature's snout wasn't normal at all. It was flatter. And in his description, he even said its face looked disturbingly human. Convinced he had just seen a werewolf, Walter quickly drove away. So, what do you think this terrifying creature could—
So you can't really see it because it's so pixelized. Pixelized. I don't know why that. What's up, Ellie? I don't know why that sounds so weird to say. Pixelized. Yeah, it's so just rough to see, right? The image is just rough regardless. It's not my video. My video was fire. 1080p, baby. 4K damn near. That's a dog, bro. Look at the body. Look at the ears. That's a dog.
Could have been. Trapped spirit. Reporter Marcos Ribeiro was at the site where 2 cars had collided, and police were examining the damage. The people involved had already been rushed to the hospital, and 1 life was lost. During the report, the camera captured something no one expected. In one of the vehicles, a face appeared in the window. It was pale and ghostly. Neither the officers nor the reporter noticed it at the time. Only after the footage aired did viewers spot the eerie figure, and they thought it was the trapped spirit of the person who had passed away in that car. Flying humanoid. Police officers in Guadalajara, Mexico, were reviewing CCTV footage when they noticed a strange formation. The camera had captured a smoky figure, and what made it truly chilling was its shape, because it was oddly humanoid. It seemed almost as if an otherworldly entity had taken form right there. The figure moved toward the camera, then seemed to hover directly above it, before vanishing completely. Officers couldn't explain what they saw. Could it be paranormal activity, or something far worse? Comment below.
What in the fuck
Hospital
is that?
paranormal activity. At around 3 a.m. in Manila, Philippines, 2 guards were making their rounds. Suddenly, they heard loud banging. They realized the sound was coming from the emergency exit of an old building. The corridor lights were also flickering mysteriously. The noise turned out to be the emergency cabinet door slamming again and again. The guards couldn't understand how the door was moving on its own, because it wasn't mechanical and could only be opened by hand. Thinking that area was haunted, they decided to stay away from it during their patrols. Alien conspiracy.
It involves talk of alien sightings at Bayside Marketplace.
Not everything is as it seems. Just like the time when police in downtown Miami responded to chaos in a shopping area. According to authorities, some teens were causing concerns with fireworks and disorder. However, later conspiracies came out that the police weren't there for the teens, but a giant alien. Despite the claim being too absurd, this video seems to support that claim. In the video, we can see a tall alien figure. After the conspiracies became too much to ignore, reporters contacted Miami police, but Officer Michael Vega denied it. Still, many people think they were hiding the truth. Sewer monster. A guy named Connor and his friend went out late at night after hearing a rumor. Someone had seen a scary monster near an old sewer and was even thinking of alerting the police. The 2 friends wanted to check if that got closer. They noticed a terrifying creature.
That looks like a monkey, and then also at the same time, the way it's coming out is like a human, like a dirty ass human.
It was true. As they got closer, they noticed a terrifying creature. A pale figure was crawling out of the sewer's grate. It wasn't like any animal they knew, because it looked strangely humanoid. After seeing it, they realized this was serious and decided to alert the police. Devilish intruder. This unsettling event happened in Mexico in 2019. A homeowner whose house was still under construction thought someone had broken in. He alerted the police, but when the officer arrived, he realized it was no ordinary intruder. It was a demonic entity draped in dark clothes. Its face was terrifying, with eyes that seemed to be glowing. The officer didn't know who or what he was dealing with, so instead of rushing inside, he kept recording it and called for backup. But before they could arrive, the entity disappeared completely. Police ghost. No one knows what this CCTV at a police station in Trstenik, Serbia captured. The officers were monitoring the footage when one of them noticed something strange in a restricted area where no one else was allowed. A white smoky figure appeared mysteriously. It moved across the hall before vanishing. At first they were going to dismiss it, but the figure reappeared. It had no clear shape, yet its movements were too precise and deliberate. The officers replayed the footage many times, but still couldn't explain what it was. So, what do you think? Could it be a ghost? Mall ghost. Inside a shopping mall in Brazil, a security guard captured a mysterious female entity. It was going up the escalator. Her hair was dark, and the rest of her seemed translucent. When he ran toward the escalator, he realized she wasn't up there. Instead, she was right behind her. According to the guard, she'd been showing up in the same spot at 12:15 every night. The surveillance cameras in that area always malfunctioned mysteriously, so no one believed him, which is why he was determined to film it himself. And this time, he finally managed to record the proof of what he believed was a ghost haunting the mall. Dark ritual. On the 27th of June, 2015, an undercover officer was on an operation to investigate a gang involved in illegal activities. As he drove down the empty road, he saw a woman blocking the way. Flames were flickering at her feet as she stood unnervingly still. Then, she spread her arms wide. It looked like her body had started to rise, or maybe it was just an illusion. Part of her face was glowing too. It seemed like a satanic ritual. However, apart from that, there are no other details about the video to confirm if she was part of the group he was investigating or something else.
So she was just
Mystery
on some dog
call.
shit.
It's after a 911 call in Pueblo from a funeral home and cemetery.
On August 11th, 2018, police got a chilling 911 call in the morning. It had come from Imperial Memorial Gardens, which is a funeral home and cemetery in Pueblo, Colorado. The caller had hung up without saying anything, and when police called back, all they heard was static.
Hello?
If you listen carefully, it almost seems like someone was trying to say, "Help me."
Hello?
After an officer was sent to investigate, he found the entire property to be locked and completely empty. No one was there, leaving behind unsettling questions about who or what had made that call from inside the cemetery. Haunted Training Academy.
Is the Honolulu Police Department's training
Buried alive, maybe?
academy in Waipahu haunted? Well, some say it is.
This video is a reenactment of the real experience of a night guard named Tony. One night, while doing his rounds at the Honolulu Police Department's training academy in Waipahu, Tony heard loud sounds. He got curious because even the police dogs were barking loudly. The sound drew him to the SWAT house, where all the wooden shutters were moving on their own. When he walked closer, the shutters stopped moving. A few nights later, Tony saw an old lady in white at the same time. When he tried to approach her, she disappeared, only to reappear with an angry face. It was all too much for him, so he ran. However, other officers later also reported ghostly encounters at the academy. Frightening Job. Security officer Alex Nunez had been working at this hotel in San Francisco for over 5 years, but he never experienced anything like this. While patrolling a section of the building that was mostly empty, he heard what sounded like chairs moving and began recording on his phone.
Oh, hell no. This is what I'm talking about, dude. This is what I'm talking about.
That's when he noticed the entrance doors swinging open on their own. What made it really confusing was that their hinges were rusty, so there was no way they could move by themselves. Thinking some mysterious paranormal force was doing this, Alex...
Well, if they're rusty, then wouldn't the integrity of them actually locking shut be compromised? Which could then lead to just it opening? And then wow, mythical pool of vocabulary there. I'm just really trying to incorporate different words because I feel like I end up cussing a lot and I really have like a sailor's mouth and I try not to. And it's something I really need to work on. And not only because I really care what anybody thinks, because fuck what the fuck you think, you bitch made pussy, right? That's not the problem. I just feel like the way it comes off is that I am very like small brained and smooth brained, that I can't think of actual words to really well articulate myself. And I might come off a little on the slower side just because I use so many cuss words as a crutch. So I'm trying not to cuss as much. So bear with me and bear with my choice of vocabulary to, as you would say, fill in the gaps.
Requested authorities to switch his guard duty to another area of the building.
By myself.
Shocking disappearance. This police body cam captured something no one can explain. An officer pulled a woman over for speeding. At first, everything seemed normal, and the driver, named Sarah Millard, was cooperative. But when the officer briefly turned away, the unbelievable happened. Sarah vanished.
Sit tight, sir. I'll be right back. Your registration is
The officer searched everywhere, but it was as if she had disappeared into thin air. The video took the internet by storm, and many viewers started questioning if this was real. Even after digging deeper, no one could find any more records of Sarah, or even details about the officer on duty. That's why the credibility of this video... If this was real, even after digging deeper...
I'm not buying it.
No one could find any more...
I'm not buying it. I would say that this was a stage thing, and this was literally just to go viral, and that was just a very, very, very smooth transition, and it wasn't even that smooth.
Records of Sarah, or even details about the officer on duty. That's why the credibility of this video remains doubtful.
Sarah? What the heck?
Invisible force. Watch carefully, because this CCTV from Banda Hilir police station in Malaysia captured something truly shocking. On 6 April 2017, everything seemed normal, but at 4 a.m., the doors suddenly swung open, like someone invisible had done it. The officers stood up and tried to understand what had happened. It couldn't have been the breeze, since the doors were very heavy and required real force. They even reviewed the footage later, but couldn't come up with any answers. What explanation do you have? Could it have been a ghost? Now it's time for the most terrifying body cam footage of today. This body cam footage is from May 22nd of this year. Deputy Schwartz and Sheriff Landon pulled over a woman because they thought she'd taken illegal substances. From the beginning, the woman showed strange behavior.
Hey, what? Ma'am, put that down now. I don't know if you have any weapons on you.
I am a weapon.
Don't spit. No spit.
What? Ma'am?
Substances. From the beginning, the woman showed strange behavior.
Hey, what? Ma'am, put that down now. I don't know if you have any weapons on you.
I am a weapon.
Don't spit. No spitting and don't lean on the car. Stop spitting. No spitting.
Both her actions and her words were unsettling. As they inspected her to check if she was sober, her eyeballs started moving strangely. That was only the beginning. When they ran her registration, the system showed she had passed away 3 years earlier.
This chick's supposed to be dead.
So, okay. All right. The way I rationalize this immediately as a detective in my own brain is that she is obviously a psychopath, a little psychotic. She's a psychopath who stole someone's identity, a dead person's identity, for whatever reason, for credit reasons, for on the run reasons, for trying to, whatever the reason may be. It doesn't matter what the reason is. She had stole that dead woman's identity, because a dead woman cannot claim their identity because they're dead.
Registration, the system showed she had passed away 3 years earlier.
This chick's supposed to be dead.
What does that mean?
I don't know. The system says she died 3 years ago.
They decided to arrest her, but unfortunately, there's no follow-up on her case. So, she could have faked her passing to live in hiding. Or maybe what we saw in the video wasn't human.
I'm so indifferent about this. I really like the video. I really like some of the things. Some of the things were also dull, but it's also like, that's kind of what you get with a very big-brained individual as myself when I'm reacting, because I'm so like smart. And I'm not saying I'm so much better than everybody else, but like majorly, you know what I mean? Like anybody who don't watch, like anybody who's not a part of us, they're not as smart as us, right? But like, are the outsiders? Are they really that smart? I don't know. All right, no. Like, are they smart? Like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to catch you in the next one.